Hi everybody, it's June Shalene with the Deplorable Diva YouTube channel, also the June Shalene YouTube channel. This is my friend, Bobby O'Neal.
Hi.
I just met Bobby a few years ago. He's a terrific singer, songwriter, and all-around musician. He of course does other material too. So I just thought, he's the guy to really help me finish up a production of this. So we're working on this song. It's called Donald Trump. It's the one I thought, it's something like Johnny Cash might be singing if he was alive.
What's it about?
Well, it's about Donald Trump. It's from the very beginning of, in 2015 when he first came on the scene to present day.
Yeah.
So it tells a story. So I try and get as many historical details in there and keep it kind of, like, then what happened next kind of thing. So it tells a story. It's a story song. Yeah. That's a good question.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to we're going to have a little rehearsal so you see the sausage getting made. Kind of fun.
Whoa.
Okay?
Yeah. It was 2015, hope and change was a bust. Americans grew skeptical with no one they could trust. Our factories gone to China or down to Mexico. Young folks moved back home with nowhere else to go. Barack had let the people down, and gee, who could have guessed he'd become a multi-millionaire like the Bidens and the rest. All the while the middle class was in an awful slump when someone dared to tell the truth. That man was Donald Trump. He could have lived like a king, secure and retired, remembered as a businessman who told you were fine, but he cared about his country, the women and the men. So he made a vow to make America great again.
Press used to love him before he joined the race. Once he did the talking, heads could bear to see his face. The folks were getting weary, and he had grown wise to the Democrats from the meeting and Hillary Clinton's lies. She got buried in a landslide that cold November night. Fans waited for a speech, she was nowhere in sight. The media went crazy, Hillary got drunk. They'd never seen anyone quite like Donald Trump.
He could have lived like a king to the end of his days. He cared about his country, so he sharpened his gaze, and he spent his own money and lost a lot of friends. But he swore he would make America great again. Screamed collusion and destruction, that Russia was to blame.
Let's try that one again. They screamed
collusion
and obstruction.
that Russia was to blame. Whoops.
Yeah.
Let's try it again.
That's all right.
They screamed collusion and obstruction, said Russia was to blame. Next they tried impeachment, but they lost their lying game. Then came 2020, and China played its hand. Sorrow, fear, and lockdown spread across the land. A cop killed a black man one morning in May. Antifa started riots from New York to LA. Soros and his friends planned it from the jump. The nation turned its weary eyes to President Donald Trump. could have lived like a king, secure and retired. Remembered as a businessman who told you you were fired, but he cared about his country, the women and the men. So he made a vow to make America great again. Yes, he made a vow to make America great again.
Yeah, and to be continued. This is a song that I'm going to keep writing into the next months and years as the story keeps panning out.
It's a living document.
Darn it, that's what it is. It's alive.
It's alive.
So anyway, yeah, okay. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I think we have more than... Did we do that line about they turned their weary eyes?
Yes.
Where was it? Okay, yeah. So I stole it from Paul Simon. But, you're going to steal from the best. If you're going to steal from the best. Yeah, so a cop killed a black man one morning in May. So, a cop killed a black man one morning in May. Let's try that one.
A cop killed a black man one morning in May. Antifa started riots from New York to LA. Soros and his friends planned it from the jump. The nation turned its weary eyes to President Donald Trump.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, great. Okay, good. So, yeah, that's a newer verse. So Bobby and I are, still learning this.
The phrasing.
The phrasing. It's all about the phrasing. Anyway, and I wanted to say, so in that fifth verse, I got that word lockdown, and of course that was inspired by the fact that sorrow, fear, and lockdown spread across the land. I wouldn't have even, thought of using that word in a rewrite, but Van Morrison wrote a song called Lockdown.
No more lockdown.
Yeah, No More Lockdown, and some other songs on that EP. They're out on YouTube now. He and Eric Clapton have collaborated on some music. And so go to YouTube and check it out because they are protesting this.
Encourage them.
Encourage them. And I'm really glad to see two icons of the classic rock era who are still out there standing up, because it's like you're not going to get it from Hollywood actors. I mean, who, John Voight. He's the only one. James Wood.
Oh, yeah.
James Wood. Yeah, those two. Are there any women? Oh, who's the gal who used to be on Cheers? She's out there now. And of course there's Roseanne Barr, but
Scott Baio.
Who is it?
Scott Baio.
Oh, very good.
I
didn't know
I don't
that.
know who that is. Scott.
Chachi from Happy Days.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. See, I gotta learn more of the people. And there's that guy who was a child actor who was out there a lot. I can't remember his name.
Zach or.
Well, anyway, so, but as far as, Kanye West is kind of, been out there.
Yeah.
Kind of in and out, in and out in weird ways, so we're never quite, what's he doing? Who is he? So
Matthew McConaughey, similar.
Yeah. Matthew McConaughey just recently on a podcast with Russell Brand. Was it Russell Brand?
Was it Russell Brand?
I don't know about that, but Joe Rogan also interviewed him, I think.
Okay.
I didn't.
So
see
what's
that.
his name again?
Matthew McConaughey.
Matthew McConaughey. And
All right.
Okay, because now I gotta go and look and see who's out there. But anyway, that's really good.
He said, this is our president 4 years ago, so let's see what he does.
Yeah.
And then he's kind of gone on to, it seems, potentially you know,
He just talked about how the Democrats spent the last 5 years raising hell about the 2016 election, and now they're wondering how come we're raising hell about this election.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and that.
Well, I'm encouraged. I listen to, I don't have a TV, I don't listen to the mainstream news. I get clips now and then because some of the guys I listen to play some of their clips. But I'm encouraged because it seems like the evidence is so overwhelming, and that there are a lot of good people, some of them Democrats, who were there in the rooms when the Steele was on. They stopped the voting and kicked people out of the room, and they were doing these phony ballots and stuff. And it's good to know that there are good Democrats out there who were like, oh, I didn't sign up for this, and that. So I'm real encouraged. There's it's not over till it's over, so I'm hopeful.
If nothing else, it needs to at least be investigated. It
Yeah.
needs to be looked closely.
Yeah.
It deserves that.
Yeah.
because it affects all elections.
Right.
It's not only this election, it's the future of election. How
That's
can
right.
we trust in it if there's no integrity
Yeah.
in that?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and recent polls have kind of indicated that Americans don't really trust the election process.
Yeah.
So we need to build some trust back into it.
mhm.
Absolutely. Well, it's going to be an interesting year, 2021. So.
Yeah.
And yep. So that's it. Anything else we gotta say, guys? Hey, go check out Van Morrison and Eric Clapton. Give them some likes and supports and shares and all that. It's important that we get behind these big guys that are out there and getting their heads chopped off for
Yeah.
doing this. So yeah. Okay, everybody. Thanks for coming to our rehearsal. And Bobby and I'll have. What I'm trying to do is we have a local theater that's professional theater. They have a Steinway Grand and lights and sound and everything. I'm going to try and do a little live show there, and then Bobby and I'll be on a lit stage when we do this and all, and then Bobby will do some of his stuff too, and I'll do some other stuff. We'll have a bass player. I don't know yet about a drummer. We'll figure that out later, but at least so we'll be making some sound, and then hopefully that'll be January or February. So, all right, everybody, bye bye.